1, 2, 3, FCA!
Okay, we're carrying on with our foot sweeps. And what we're trying to do tonight is actually putting them in a bit of a fight context. So, you know, up till now it's been very theoretical movements that you're not really going to see. So tonight I wanted to look at it a little bit more in the concept of some setups. So, first thing, when I'm going for foot sweeps, if I'm hinged over at my hip, I'm locking my feet up. So when I go for this sweep, I kind of can't swing and I haven't got power. I've got to get into my more upright judo stance. For us Jiu-Jitsu guys, anyone with a wrestling background, this feels horribly unnatural, like going against everything I've had drilled into my head. But I promise you, if you're going to be going for judo throws, being upright is what's going to give you the control. And you can switch it up between the different positions depending on what you're doing. If I'm upright, I know this guy's looking for a throw, looking for takedowns because his hips are back. I'm aware of that. You know, I can sprawl on him all night, okay? So I just need to be aware of what I'm doing. So the first movement that we were looking at is I'm gonna circle and have him follow me with my circle. So he's following me as I circle. So all I'm gonna do is use my foot sweep really as a block as he comes to circle. So when I get him to turn with me, I just put my foot out and I can launch him in that way. So that is my first one. Here, I want to make him circle, so I bring him to me, I circle. Keep my grip, go straight to knee on belly. I just got 4 points, 2 for the takedown, 2 for the knee on belly. Now, this relies on him following me when I circle. If I step out to this side and he doesn't follow me, well, I can't block here, but I'm nicely set up on this side. So I've stepped out and he hasn't followed me. As he realizes and he goes to transfer his weight, I have a very nice foot sweep the other side. I'm timing this as his weight comes off this. And I can help that happen as well. As I step here and I load it down, if I unload that a little bit, it's also going to make it easier to get that sweep. So that was 2 real life situations. The third we were looking at is, there's a lot of throws in judo where I'm turning my hips into him. So there's a lot of these kind of throws. His defense, as I go into one of these throws, is to kind of lean into me a little bit and plant this foot to get heavy there. So he's strong through his hips, so he could defend the throw and potentially take me backwards. So me knowing that, I use this as kind of a feint, and as his weight comes forward to there, I just bring that foot out from under him and put it down. So that's 3. I've got 1 here, I've got 2 here, and I've got 3. Block up here and bring this one out. So that's 3 nice options to actually apply my foot sweeps. And as I keep saying, in real life, we're going to be moving around, we're going to be working around, he's going to be reacting to me, and I could just keep him honest, going with my foot sweeps to keep him honest. And even if I'm not hitting the foot sweep, I'm off balancing him, which is going to set up other takedowns. Now on the ground, we looked last week at passing the guard. I've passed the guard. This is one of my favorite positions to start working from. Modified scarf hold. I'm under his shoulder to keep him turning away from me. And I've got my underhook here to stop him going to my back. I'm working here, he's starting looking to escape. He's looking to get an underhook here, he's looking to drive me with this arm. So his arms are typically working and away from his head. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I put a thumb inside grip. My fist is facing upwards like I'm holding a cup of coffee and I don't want to spill it. If I go here, I'm losing my power on my grip. I'm upwards. This means that my blade of my hand is driving into his carotid here. Now I'm going to start rotating and lifting up. My right hand now can come underneath his shoulder and I can square my hips back out, and I'm just gonna circle this arm upwards, circling it upwards to finish that choke. Now,
what's that called?
That's just a Papercutter choke. Papercutter choke. And the old way we were taught it was literally like straight down across the esophagus. That's kind of mean. You could permanently damage someone. At the very least, you're going to make it sore for them to talk for a couple of days. We've all got to go to work tomorrow. And it's much cleaner to get a nice clean blood choke, nice strangulation that's going to put him to sleep and not just hurt him. Okay? So, as I'm going for this, one of his defenses is he's going to start turning towards me. And if I'm not careful, he's going to come all the way to his knees and he's going to drive through me. He's either going to go to my back there or he's going to take a single leg on me here and drive me to the ground. So as he's turning up into me, first off, my grips, I could use a grip to square him out and slow him down. I'm going to clear his gi. A lot of the times this is already loose, but if it's not, I'm going to clear it. I'm using a knee across his belly to keep him honest and hold him flat. And I'm going to pass this gi across to my other hand. Now with my wrist, see how I can turn his face? This stops him turning hard into me. I'm going to pass this to the palm of this hand. My elbow comes down right into the point of his chest, and I have a strong drive across his neck here. I can reach past. I can either look for this piece of gi here, or if I want to go really tight, see thumb inside this piece of gi that's around there. Take my elbows past each other, and again, I'm opening this up for the choke. Okay, so I'm here, choke. My head comes down towards him, drive to the choke. I can sprawl my legs back to put even more power into it. As I'm here, he may start working with his hand to try and block me. This actually is setting himself up for a worse fate, because I am just going to pull this arm across, drop my chest into this arm. I'm going to reach around his head and just lay into him. So I'm pulling my elbow back into me, squeezing. This arm across is shutting off this side. My arm across here is shutting off the other side. He's going to sleep. Okay? So that's my next choke. And then for my final trick, I'm here, I've swapped this across. What happens sometimes is I've got a guy, you get guys with like those stocky, strong arms, and he's just blocking it. Every time I try and reach across here, I'm just not getting anything. But he's powerful, he's locking that elbow, so I can't bring it across. And he's just kind of locked into this prayer position. He's kind of defending himself. I can't get the grips I want, but I can't clear this arm across. Okay? So at this point, I've got a great thing because I'm controlling this shoulder, this far shoulder. If I just come to this squat position and then just stand up and lift, he's going to rotate. I can sit down, passing this gi to my hand, come around inside here, incredibly tight choke. Even if I lose my grip on that, I'm just going to go seatbelt grip or my other grips and take his back to finish. So there's a nice series starting from I've passed the guard to my modified scarf hold. Obviously, the whole time that I'm working this, everything that I'm working, as I start creating pressure here, this arm, see he's reaching up over me, I can get into this, I can armbar him here. This arm, I start working. I'm working here, I'm starting to do this, I'm starting to work. Sometimes people will stretch this arm up. It's very easy for me to step up, go into the armbar here. I'm working here, he's driving at me with this arm. Armbar there. All the time that I'm threatening with chokes, as he tries to defend them, his elbows come away from his body, and he's vulnerable to arm bars. As he defends those arm bars, the chokes open back up. You know, we can't defend both sides at the same time, and that's the game. We work him out of position until one or other of them gives up. Thanks for helping out with the training.
Thank you.